Angel and Robert talked to me about how many people would be coming across this media outlets, how many people would be seeing it. So it was really important to make sure that our brand spoke loud and clear, and also that it was, you know, a functional piece of work, because it's not just enough for it to look cool. It has to be functional, because if it's not functional, then I haven't done, you know, my job. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to introduce you guys to the Snappy Kraken Magic Factory. All right. This is what we do. We do magic down here. All right. So what I'm going to show you is a lot of things relating to our brand. It has to do with mixing corporate and whimsy. And you all have probably heard me talk about this a lot, but it's a very fine line to ride here. And we have to make sure that we don't go too far one way or the other, because if we do, we pull people away from what really is the true essence of what we have here. So I just do that in my little corner of the world with design. So I want to show you how work comes to me and just kind of talk you through like what I was thinking when I was designing this stuff. So as you can see on the left here, this is just a very blank black and white title slide. So what I had to do is really think about what did I want to, what is the biggest thing that I wanted these people to see. I knew it was going to be, you know, charts and graphs. How can I make that fun? How can I make it feel as big as possible but still feel very clear? So that's so just working in some of the elements, some of the colors, and just making it feel like you're going to have a lot of information in this thing. So this is another slide that you would think, you know, is really basic, but we go ahead, we turn it into, I had to think about, when you go through the report, you want people to really think about where they're at as they go through. So the colors in here coordinate with each of the sections. So a lot of times when I'm doing design, we think about things that most people won't really think about. We obsess over those things. So it'll be the little things when people go back in and really sit with it, because they will, and they'll know it, but they won't know it. So they'll see up in the left corner that the little header applies to the color, which applies to what section they're in. So those things that might really be, you know, not thought about to anyone else, unconsciously, you really do see it. And that is what that is here. So when you go back, you'll see that the colorful audience insights is also relates to the page number. But you can see here that when stuff comes to me, I don't just do it the same way that I see it. So I think about how it can really move your eye across the page. Like what is the best way for these people to see stuff? So really you want to think about how it's like a circular journey. So you always want to come back around. So anywhere that you start on this page, you can always flow back down and around. So those are things that I think about. And also, you know, what makes it interesting? Of course, we have a pie chart over here, but it would be more interesting you relate it quickly. So we want to be able to make people relate quickly with the man and the woman, things like that. So what are the key things in the text? So a lot of times, you know, I will read through the entire piece that I'm designing just so I can pull out different things that need to be highlighted. Another thing here, like, again, using icons instead of using a pie chart, something that's very visual, like nuggets of information, so that you don't want to make the person feel like they're reading. You want to give them some fun. So they just feel like, oh, look at this, oh, look at that. So as they move through, it doesn't feel like, even though it's a 30-page presentation, it doesn't feel like a 30-page presentation.
I feel like my design is pretty good on the left.
Sorry.
I'll send you an anonymous message, Robert.
Yeah, bow down to Patrice, man. She's incredible. Her and Lindsay, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so, and here's a way where I pulled in Lindsay. So Lindsay is my beautiful soulmate in design, and a lot of times we'll bounce ideas off each other. And though I designed the majority of this presentation, I had to hit her up for these cool custom illustrations here. And you'll see, so Robert gave me what he wanted it to look like. And then I passed that on to Lindsay, and she gave me these beautiful things. So that's a lot. We talked about kind of how we would like the guy to look, the colors, keeping them in brand, and just a nice way, again, to show off a lot of information so it doesn't feel like you're being, like, if you look at the page on the right, you kind of feel like you're being attacked. So then what I do is, I take it and I simplify and organize it so it's the same exact information, but in a way that you can feel calm about reading it.
And I need her outfit too.
Yeah. Oh, you should see the bottom. Lindsay had these cool boots on her and everything. It didn't work with the crop.
That's the snappy style right there.
Heck yeah. So that's it. So I mean, it's just the big thing is that, I feel very blessed as a designer to work with all of you guys that really understand the importance of what it is we do up here, behind the scenes in the magic factory. That's what we call ourselves.